JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and good morning everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Espresso with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today is the 2nd of May 2022. So yep, welcome everyone guys. Welcome to this first trading day of the month of May. Yep, and first trading day of the week as well. So yeah, before we jump into the charts, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So yep, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation. It should not be considered as such and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, as always, quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course our JFD Bank website, and specifically our JFD research page, which is also updated on a daily basis. So yep, check us out here on jfdbank.com and click on the research tab. Well, actually research tab, the start learning tab, and then market news and analysis. There we go. So now then, jumping into the charts, the first one I want to pick up here is Nikkei 225, and yeah, today Nikkei did push a little bit higher here, but then drifted back down. It failed to kind of, let's say, stay above the 21-day EMA. We saw this drift back down, and to be honest, it didn't really, let's say, present any big nice opportunities here, and I think that that's gonna stay like this for the week, because if I'm not mistaken, let me just quickly double check something here. Just bear with me one moment. Okay, I think if I'm not mistaken, it will be a holiday in Japan, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just double check this. Yeah, so guys, basically on Tuesday, tomorrow, and Wednesday and Thursday, the Japanese markets will be closed, so it will reopen now only on Friday. So yeah, keep that in mind. If you do like to trade this index, then yeah, it's not gonna be the most interesting one, going into kind of this week. But anyway, we still will keep an eye on it. Shanghai Composite. Now this one's a little bit more interesting. So yep, pushed higher, but of course today it is closed. Let me just double check something here as well. Yep, it's going to be quite an interesting week, I would say. Some of them are going to be closed, some of them are not, but yeah, I think today and tomorrow China is celebrating Labor Day, so up to and actually it's going to be Wednesday as well, so Chinese indices will open up on Thursday, guys. So as you can see here on Friday, we had a nice good pop here to the upside. We pushed nicely higher, but we still remain below the 21-day EMA and below this downside line, taken from the high of the 3rd of March. Now, if you're looking for some downside, basically wait for a drop back below this 2,955 territory. I spoke about this area. This is just for me to get a little bit more excited with lower levels, and to be a little bit more careful with that. So So yeah, if you're looking for some downside, we'll at least wait for a drop somewhere below this 2,955 zone. For the upside, pretty straightforward. Push through this downside line would be needed, and also maybe, just maybe, a push through the 3,160 territory could do the trick for a few more buyers. So keep that in mind. But not until Thursday, basically. Now the German index DAX, and here we had an index which pushed higher on Friday. It ended up moving back to this 14,100 area. I spoke about that level this area actually previously, so. It seems that the index doesn't want to, give it back in any way, so it continues to trade near it. However, that was the case during the main trading hours, during the main European trading hours. But if we take a look at what happened on the cash index during the U.S. session on Friday, then we'll see the index drifted lower, drifted heavily to the downside, and at one point it fell back below this highlighted territory, this 13,887. Currently, the index is trading at around 13,915 zone. So basically above this highlighted area, but not much. So we're still basically below all of the EMAs here on our daily chart. We're still below this downside line, so in a way the downside scenario is not off the table, and we would still kind of prefer to maybe wait for a drop below this 13,887 just to get a little bit more comfortable with let's say with further declines. But certainly then we do have another obstacle on the way lower here, is this 13,577 territory here, which if of course it gets broken, then yeah, it could open the door to those lower levels as the forthcoming lower low would be confirmed. But at the moment, let's keep it short and simple. For now, I'm keeping an eye on this highlighted area as well, just to see what's going to happen with it. If I'll start seeing that that this is not really working out well, then I'll get rid of it and I'll pick up on something else. But at the moment, guys, yeah, I'm just gonna stick to this. I want to see if this is gonna work out or not, because it sometimes does act as a good area of support here, although we have violated this line a few times here. But yeah, as you can see, it sometimes does the job and does provide that kind of strong support. Let's see if that's going to be the case again. If not, then yep, maybe lower levels could be possible. The S&P 500. So this is this is what I was talking about, basically, with the sharp decline during the U.S. session. We dropped below this hurdle, this highlighted area near the 4,161 zone, and we drifted lower towards the lowest point of February. However, we failed to reach that, but we came very close. So what's next? Well, to be honest, looking at the cash index right now, we're seeing that the index is trading at around 4,150 zone right now, so still below this highlighted area. And if it continues to trade below this highlighted area, well, I would say that the downside scenario is still on the table, and we could aim for that lowest point of February near the 4,115 zone. After that, well, that's where the interesting bit comes in, because maybe we could start aiming somewhere for these levels here, the lowest point of May of last year, and the low of the 19th of May here of last year. So that area is roughly between the 4,056 and 4,061 levels, approximately around there. But for that, of course, we need to see a drop below the lowest point of February 1st. At the moment, we are, like I said, we are near this highlighted area, but still below it. If we climb back above this, maybe the bulls could get interested. However, still be very careful. We could maybe see the price oscillating around this area a little bit. So that's why be a little bit on the careful side. Maybe we could start already aiming for some upside if we push above this 4,188 zone, somewhere around here. That's the inside swing low of the 28th of April. However, don't really at the moment, I would say that there isn't a very clear level yet here for the upside. That's why I'm gonna, take everything with a pinch of salt, and yeah, I'm just gonna have my stop losses in place just in case, it reverses sharply against me. Now jumping into Nasdaq 100, guys. So good drop. Look at this. We dropped and we stayed below the lowest point of March here, which is around that 13,020 zone, and well, we also kind of stayed below that psychological 13,000 mark. Well, obviously. So what's going to happen next year? What could happen next year? Well, I would say this way. First of all, let's have a look at the cash index. The cash index is currently sitting at around 12,940 area. So we're still below the highlighted area here. And we're still below that psychological 13,000 mark. So that means that, well, I mean, as long as we remain below that area, yeah, we could continue aiming lower, guys. This arrow needs to go, no longer needed, and now we'll just stick to this one. For the upside, well, of course, if we start climbing back above that psychological 13,000 mark, then yeah, we could maybe consider initially a larger correction to the upside, because don't forget that we're still trading below this downside line right here, taken from the high of the 4th of April, and if we climb back up here, and yeah, we dance around somewhere around here. Still, like I said, there is a potential for the downside, but I mean, yeah, there may be less bear, how to say it, less bears would be excited. There we go. So not a lot of bears could be, be very happy with this idea here. But again, we'll just have to, take everything as it is. At the moment, I would say this way, simplified. If we continue to trade below this highlighted area here, yes, we'll continue aiming lower. If not, if we climb back above the psychological 13,000 mark, then maybe we could see a bit of a retracement here, a bit of a bounce around. But to get a bit more comfortable with higher levels, I would say a break of this downside line and a push up of that 21-day EMA would be required. So keep that in mind. I can see in the chat room here, good morning to you too. Good morning to everybody else as well who's joining in. So I hope you're having a wonderful start of Monday. Now jumping into DXY very quickly. So DXY, it's a bit of a mess here. Let's say we did reach my target last week, this 103.82 area, and to just show you what that level was. And that was the highest point of that is the highest point of 2017. We've overshot that by just a little bit, and then we drifted back down. But as you can see here, today we're seeing another push higher, and the question here is, can we see another pop above this 103.82 territory? If we can, now that's where it's becoming very, very interesting, and basically I need to start searching for a new possible target. Let me just jump back into history here, if I do have enough history actually. There we go. Probably in the monthly chart will do better. So if you can see here on the monthly chart, we are near this key resistance barrier, and to be honest, I mean, it could still, yeah, push higher, but let's be very careful. Currently, oh, by the way, look at this. I mean, we're currently getting a bit of hold up near the in this low of the lowest point of July of 2002, guys. So yeah, this is where we're currently getting a hold up. If we, of course, we clear this and we clear that highest point of 2017, my next target probably will be somewhere around here. This highest point of January, if I'm not mistaken, sorry, December of 2002, and the highest point of December 2002 is roughly around that 107.31 level. So, of course, I get it. It's quite a big area here, but the dollar has been strong, and it still could continue. We still have not received that clear kind of signal for the downside. Yes, we had a bit of a correction here to the downside on Friday, but Yeah, let's see if this area here plays out. But I mean, if we do drop below this 103 territory somewhere around here, then yeah, I'll consider a move to the downside a little bit, at least maybe towards that 21-day EMA. Quick update on gold. So gold is drifting lower, so we're approaching this 1,878 level. I talked about this. However, to be honest, I think it needs to be redrawn here because I think I'll just mark the low of last week near the 1872 territory. So that's going to be my next interesting target, I would say. So another thing to consider here is that we're still trading between these two lines. Tentative, actually no, the upside one is not very tentative, but nevertheless it's still good. It still is a good target. Now the way we can play this one out, so if you're a little bit on the careful side, certainly if you're looking for some downside but you're a little bit on the careful side, then what you can do here is wait for a drop below yesterday's low, below this 1872 territory. If we continue to oscillate around the 100-day EMA, this is the shown as the green line here, because that could eventually happen. We could see, in the next maybe coming days, this commodity drifting around here, just like I said, oscillating around the 100-day EMA. That, of course, doesn't kind of, prove anything, or just I would say is just going to be for those who like to trade ranges. I would say, if you do like to do that, then yeah, you could maybe try to squeeze something out of it, but until it's gonna, let's say, I am bearish. Yes, I am a little bit more bearish than bullish in the near term, because from the kind of medium-term perspective, we're still trading above the upside line. So in a way, this move lower could still be seen as a temporary correction before another possible leg of buying. So that's why I don't get the bearish cap on too early. At the moment, like I said, keep your eyes on that 100-day EMA, because we could start oscillating just around it. And but if we drop and stay below this 1872 territory, then yeah, lower levels could be met, and I could aim for that 200-day EMA then, or this upside line. Now WTI oil, guys. So you can see here on Friday we pushed higher and we came very close to this highlighted barrier, the one that I have here on my chart, near the or actually I would say in between the 108.70 and the 109.05 levels. So if you're looking for some upside, then yeah, certainly a breakup of this area would be needed, and Friday's candle kind of proved it once again. So that's why we're waiting for this move in order to get comfortable with the upside. I get it, we could be missing out on a lot of territory around here, but to be honest, at the moment what I'm seeing here is just this oscillation around the 21-day EMA, so it's not really helping anybody here. For the downside, I would need to see a break of this upside line and a drop below this, and at the same time actually we could get this drop below the this 100-day EMA, and then we could start maybe looking at some lower levels. Ethereum, quick update on this one. So we have rebounded from this low of last week near the 27.18 area, and we're pushing now to the upside. However, as you can see yourself clearly, that we're still on a downtrend in the near term here. We're still below this downside line taken from the high of the 3rd of April. So in other words, this move higher could be classed as a temporary correction before another possible leg of selling. But if you're interested in some downside, then at least maybe wait for a drop somewhere below this hurdle first. For the upside, now this is where I previously have drawn this 3041 level, but the further we kind of move lower, I think that we can actually drop our barrier and put it somewhere around here. This 2980 zone could be a nice one. That's the high of last week, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just double check very quickly. Sorry, no, sorry, that's not the high. That's just the high of the 28th of April. Nevertheless, if we climb above this barrier, of course, we would automatically already break the downside line. We would be above the 21-day EMA, and yep, we could start aiming for that 100 and the 200 EMAs, and then so on and so on. jumping into a few pairs very quickly, AUD USD. So I looked at this one previously, and if you remember, in the beginning of the April, we were kind of trading around here, and I said that, you know, watch these levels, yeah, we pierced through those, but it was a beautiful reversal back down. Then I said, keep your eyes on this highlighted area, this 0.7467. We've cleared that one, and we drifted lower. Then basically closer to the end of the month, I was talking about this hurdle, the 0.7165, marked by the lowest point of March, which we've managed to violate perfectly, and well, we drifted lower on Friday. I talked about this one, and I said that, look, there we have this 0.7055 level. In order to aim for lower levels, we need to see a clear break, and we would need to see the pair staying below this area. Well, we got that break. We're still staying below that area, but again, it seems like it's trying to form something of a doji here. Can we remain below this hurdle? Well, we'll just have to wait and see. If we do, then my next target is the lowest point of January, or in other words, the current lowest point of this year, near the 0.6968 level. For the upside, now I need to adjust a few levels here, so probably I will keep an eye on this little hurdle, this 0.71 area. If we pop back above it, I will consider a correction to the upside here towards this downside line, and then we'll just take it from there. Quick update on USD Jpy. So yep, this one's quite interesting as well, because it's kind of doing the same thing as DXY. So yeah, we are trying to push back up. However, as I mentioned before, I will now stick to this 131.25 area, which is the current, well, actually the highest point of April. So if we clear that, then yeah, I'll go for some higher levels. If we don't, then I'll take a bit of a maybe neutral approach, because for the downside, I need to see a break of this upside line, the steep upside support line taken from the low of the 7th of March. And yeah, if we clear that one, then I will go, I will consider maybe a bit of a move to the downside. USD CHF, this one's a rocket ship. I mean, to the upside. Look at this. I mean, yeah, it seems like we created a gap today here, which we already filled. It pushed higher. It did overshoot the highest point of April, which is around the 0.9759 level, just by a fraction. It overshot it and drifted back down. So this is going to be quite interesting to see if this is not going to end up being some sort of a reversal signal, like a hammer here. If it does, then well, that's where the interesting bit could come in. We could start aiming lower. I would say if you're looking for some downside, probably I will keep an eye on the current lowest point of today, near the 0.9710 zone, approximately around here. If we drop below this, then yeah, I will consider maybe a bit of a retracement here to the downside. Quick update on the US dollar against the South African rand. I talked about this, and I said that if we drop below this 15.8467 territory, somewhere around here, this inside swing low of the 28th of April, then yeah, we will aim for that 23.6% retracement on the Fibonacci. We did that, we achieved that, so yeah, good result. Actually, I think it needs to be drawn from around here, because this 23.6 is a little bit more beautiful here. So yeah, perfect hit. So if you're looking for some further declines, guys, then well, wait for a drop below this 23.6, and then yeah, we could aim for that 38.2. For the upside, I will take a very conservative approach here and wait for a push above this 16.1324 level, which is the highest point of April, and then yeah, I'll go for some higher levels. GBP and ZD. So finally, I talked a lot about this, and then yeah, we got that rebound, and most importantly, we had that push through this highlighted area, which is roughly between the 1.9325 and the 1.9367 levels. And yeah, we stayed above that as well, and not only that, we stayed above the 100-day EMA shown here is the green line, and we also managed to stay above it's just bang on that level. Initially, I thought we managed to stay above the previous highest point of April, near the 21 zone, and yeah, we just kind of ended up near this area. We closed kind of near that hurdle. Today we're seeing a further move north. However, we're having a problem with the 208 EMA. So if we can clear that one, then yes, I will go for further upside. And well, my next target here, and this is where I need to go searching for one, and probably this one could be a nice one. The 1.9790 area, marked by the high of the 3rd of March, if I'm not mistaken. That's also no, that's not the highest point of March. The highest point of March is around here, near the 1.9864. Well, I'll keep an eye on these two levels then in that case, but first, of course, this 1.9790 will be an interesting target if we push and stay above that 208 EMA. Quick update on Euro Aussie is still not there, but very close. We're still waiting for that clear push. Well, we got that push already above that 1.4942, 47 level, but yeah, we need a better one here, because again, this is just a bit of a tease. So if we can get that climb here above this area, then we'll aim for the highest point of April. But if that gets cleared, certainly yes, higher levels could be met. So we'll go slowly on this one. For the downside, it's obvious a break of this upside line is needed, and a drop below the 1.4686 level would be needed as well. Euro Jpy, very quickly on that one. This one's quite interesting. It seems like it wants to form somewhat of a very I should say, not a pretty head and shoulders pattern. However, it's not yet confirmed, so that's why just keep that idea in the back of your head somewhere, but still focus on some of the levels instead. But interestingly, that this 137.55 area continues to provide resistance. Yes, we had a few overshots here, but hey, it failed to remain above this hurdle and drifted back down. Today, let's see if we can actually push again through this barrier. If we can, then of course we'll aim for the high of this 28th of April near the 138 zone. And if that gets cleared, slowly we'll start aiming, we'll go for some higher levels. And initially, of course, aiming for that psychological 140 zone. So yeah, for now, like I said, this is the barrier to watch, the 137.55, and then we'll take it from there. And finally, EURUSD. So here, of course, the problem is the US dollar here, the strengthening US dollar. So we can't really, catch a break here. Or should I say, the bulls cannot catch a break here. So yeah, they always need to be, they're trying to kind of push this one higher, and but they're failing. They're failing, and however, this 1.0495 area somehow did do its job and provide support. So in order to go for lower levels, yeah, we'll wait for a drop below that area, and then we'll go further south, maybe even towards that 1.04 level. But like I said, yeah, I'll talk about this one maybe not maybe, but tomorrow, and we'll see what we can do here. But at the moment, given that we saw a bit of a retracement on Friday, maybe we could climb back above this 1.0570 territory. If we do, then I'll consider maybe a bit of a correction here back towards that 21-day EMA, and then we'll just take it from there, guys. So that's it for this session. I really hope you found it useful. Thank you very much for watching and listening. I really appreciate your time, guys, your views, your likes, your comments. I appreciate all that. So thank you very much, and I hope you'll have a fantastic trading day today. Stay safe, have your stop losses in place, and everything will be fine. So see you tomorrow, and as always at 6 o'clock GMT time. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.